Hi, this is JR from Nachi. I'm making this little recording as a companion to a blog called Adjusting to Bureaucratic Imperialism. I made up that title after I finished writing it. This is really about financial privacy. So the whole idea of bureaucratic imperialism is that as as governments worldwide face deficits, one predictable response to the deficits will be to increase their revenues. There are a number of ways that governments would increase revenues. Raising taxes is the most obvious way, like just raising tax rates. There's also increasing existing fines and then fines for new things, whether it's criminal charge, something that will uh, result in payments to courts in a criminal matter, or um, even things like new regulations where people are required to do something in order to avoid a fine, or they're required to do something in order to produce a result that they value. In the blog, I give the example of Austin, Texas, where there's been a new regulation passed that requires an additional inspection prior to the selling of a home. So you have that in the case of the recent national health care program that's passed in the U.S. People who fail to secure and document health insurance that they may be required to obtain would be subject to a fine. So that's another possible increase in revenues. So there's, in general, right now, tax revenues are dropping because of the economic declines and contractions in many countries worldwide. Local and central governments are facing very diminishing tax proceeds, so they're looking for new ways to generate revenues, including increasing their tax rates in some cases. And all of that on bureaucratic imperialism is actually just a point of reference to the whole subject matter of financial privacy. In addition to governments being more aggressive, so are other businesses and so are individuals in terms of the litigation and collection proceedings that they may endeavor to make against other businesses or other individuals. So financial privacy means any step in the direction of reducing the exposure of one's revenues and assets. It could be having revenues and assets move through a tax exempt legal shelter, or it could be removing one's name and social security number from exposure on various accounts. So having accounts in the name of a business or another legal entity. So I'm just going to give those really general examples for the moment. In the blog, I detail some of the transitions that are happening with governments. It's kind of a detail of some of what governments are doing to attract people who have interest in politics to the subject matter of financial privacy. But the shortest version of everything is, as controversies and claims are increasing, where more and more people are facing claims from creditors, from governments, from other individuals, financial privacy and certain sheltering methods become more and more valuable and more attractive to more and more people. So by a kind of a strange accidental sequence of events, I have been interested in increasing my own financial privacy over the last several years, just as I've been interested in discounting the credit card debts that I had accrued, that I had collected, so to speak. And I've also been interested in the big shift in financial markets, not only just for my own intellectual understanding, but also because understanding markets in advance of major trend changes can reduce risks as well as avail one to tremendous opportunity. So there's a great deal of opportunity as we have a transfer of wealth setting up and underway already. Some parties will be receiving the benefits and blessings of that transfer of wealth, those who are aligned with the new trends and the new values. And financial privacy is one of the new trends and new values that I have predicted for years, and I don't really have any specific data on financial privacy. What I am clear on is that governments have already begun to become more aggressive in generating revenue from new sources, or generating more revenues from old sources, such as simply raising taxes. So I'm going to keep this commentary relatively brief. I invite you to read the blog, and if you are interested in having a conversation about financial privacy or anything else that I have mentioned here, I invite you to contact me. And I do offer consultations. Typically, if it's more than a very brief, few simple questions, then I charge people for the consultations, but it's worth it. So I look forward to hearing from you.